dropping in. For some people it's no big deal. They just throw themselves into the bowls and the ramps like there's no tomorrow. But for people like me who started skateboarding at the age of 42, or for some kids that are not prone to proving Darwin's theories, it is a big deal. I was told it's all in your head. Dropping in is a mental work, getting over your fear. And I absolutely agree with that. So I starting out with the fuck it approach and just went for it. Now, this approach was unfortunately not as successful as I had hoped and wished for. The first real try, I was so terrified that from the moment that I stepped on the board and until the moment that I got up again after the inevitable crash, it's a total blackout. So my brain just erased everything because of my fear. My son told me I fell forward, which is of course much better than falling backwards. So I thought, close, but no cigar. Sometime later I tried my luck again, failed completely, and fractured the triquetral bone in my right wrist. Yeah, that hurt. Being an engineer, I then decided to ditch the fuck it approach and go for the methodical approach instead. And that approach took quite a bunch of hours, but turned out very well in the end. Along the way, other rookie skaters asked me about it, and I told them, well, this is how I do it. And since they got some really good results out from it, I thought I'd just share it with more people. Number one is where to look. So this is an old fact that has never been more true than here. You will go where you're looking. So you should be looking ideally somewhere about 2-3 meters ahead of you, because that's where you're heading. So if you look down on your feet, you're going to crash on the ground under your feet, and that will hurt. Number two is where to look. I told you it was important. Some 2-3 meters ahead of you, because you'll go where you're looking. Focus, focus. This is the very key to dropping in successfully. Number three is bent knees. So if you're a kid who never had to crouch to keep your balance, well, congratulations to you and enjoy the fun while it lasts. And for the rest of us, keep those knees bent, because then you will be able to compensate and keep your balance. And if you crash, you'll be close to the ground. Then there are some minor things that makes your dropping life easier. So first, make sure your front foot is on top of the front trucks, so you can get some proper pressure on the front legs going down. And also make sure your front foot is not pointing forwards, but in a riding stance from the beginning. That way you will have some better balancing of the board and better control, and you definitely want that. And last, you need to commit. You need to firmly step down to make sure those front wheels make contact with the surface. Some might say that you need to tighten up your trucks to have better stability when dropping in. Well, I like to have my trucks pretty loose because I like to be able to turn, and I don't think I ever had an issue with too loose trucks when dropping in. So to me, that's... Let's have a look again at that fiasco when I fractured that little bone in the wrist. Thanks to my son insisting on filming it, I could go back and watch it and see that I did literally all mistakes in the book. I thought to myself, if I try not to do all the mistakes, maybe the drop-in will become less awful, right? The crouching here is pretty good, but that's about it. I said focusing on where you're going, some 2-3 meters ahead, was the most important thing. So where am I looking here? Straight down to my feet. I don't need to look at them. They've been attached to my legs the last 40 plus years and will stay attached if I look where I'm going and do a proper drop-in, right? Then my front foot goes directly from standing at the edge to stomping down on the board. It's better to calmly position the foot properly first and then push down when ready. Here my front foot ends up way too far back on the board, so I totally failed to get the front wheels even close to the ground. The result is that I'm doing some kind of unintentional and unwanted crappy half-assed maneuver down the side of the board before the board escapes me. And I crash on the very spot beneath my feet that I was looking at. Of course I throw my wrist into the equation to ensure maximum damage. Now, let's have a look at what I should have done instead. First, place the front foot where it should be and at a good angle. Then there is the crouching, of course. And focus. Looking at the point I want to go to. The feet and the board are there under me. They know what to do. No need to check them out. Keep the focus all along. Eyes on the prize. Then body weight forward, stay focused, stomp in, focused all along, and that was that. I'm nagging about the focus, but your eyes are key here. Let's have a look at another fiasco that was quite painful, although nothing was fractured.
Send it.
Yeah, that thud on the end is 75 kilo body in flight, landing flat on the ground with the hip taking all the beating. Crouching is quite good here, but where am I looking? To the side of me? That's not where I want to go, but that's where I will end up. Then a quick stomp with the front foot like I'm trying to kill a bug on the board. The front foot ends up way too far back, and surely I never get the front wheels down to the ground. It results in yet another unintentional haul-fast manual before the board escapes me. And then I crash more or less on that very spot to the side of me that I for some stupid reason was looking at. You go where you focus, so make sure to focus on that spot where you're going. This is what I should have done instead, of course. Place front foot properly. Look where I'm going, 2-3 meters ahead. Focus, focus, focus. Crouch, push forward, and drop in. So, how do we get there? Theory is nice, of course, but it takes a lot of practice to get it into your muscle memory. So first, find some small mini ramp or some place like that that feels the least intimidating. Honestly, the first time I stood on top of this very mini ramp and looked down, it felt like this. My heart was racing, my breathing faster, and I felt, no way I'm doing this, right? And this is where we can use some common elements using cognitive behavioral therapy. So instead of just thinking, I'm panicking, or I'm not panicking, let's use a scale between 1 and 10 and set the number of the fear. So 10 would be real panic. That basically means you will be lying down on the ground, shaking, and truly believing that you're about to die. And 1 would be, sitting in the couch, watching skateboard flicks, having a good time. That's a 1. So probably standing up there on the mini ramp, you'll be somewhere higher than 1, but probably somewhere less than 10. The thing with fear is that it won't increase forever, but it will reach a certain point and stay there. And then eventually decrease when your brain realizes that nothing much is actually happening. Just go up there and get a feel for it. Stay there with your board for a while, with intention not to drop in, just to be there. And put a number on your feeling. Just be in the moment, stand there, feel a bit uncomfortable. And after a while, let's say you're starting out feeling 7 something, 8 perhaps. Then after a while, perhaps it will feel 7, 6. Then imagine the drop-in, just in your head. Imagine how that would be. Then the fear might increase a bit. And then while you stand there imagining, after a while, it will feel better again. If you have a ramp like this one with Tarzan equipment, that can be helpful in the beginning. This very rope has literally saved my bacon more than once. If you want to, just make a swing for it, even without the board. Probably that grows old pretty fast, and the board is back in business. Try to do the drop clinching the rope with both hands. It's skateboarding, so you will fail. Fail again, fail some more. But eventually it will work. Then move on to holding on with only one hand. One hand is more than enough, but might feel a bit scary at first. Use the scale, wait until the fear drops. Take breaks, calm down, repeat. If you don't have a rope hanging from the sky in a local skate park, you can use a friend instead. Make sure that it is you who hold on to your friend and not the other way around. You must be the one who's control over when to release the grip or not. Now practice that over and over and over again to get that into your muscle memory. After a while, you'll feel it's time to do it without help. That time will probably give you a huge adrenaline rush. So take a break afterwards. If you were successful, celebrate, yay! And if you failed, analyze what went wrong. And then, calm down, let the adrenaline come out of the system, and start over and do it again. And then you need to repeat over and over again until the dropping in is just a regular thing that you do. Being a skateboarder, soon you'll start to think, oh, where's a bigger drop-in that I can try out? And here's the thing, so the difference between a mini ramp and a slightly larger drop-in is not that big. So the drop-in part is actually the same. That's the first part of it. And the only difference then is the length of the following slope. Sure, the angle can vary, of course, but if you can drop in on the mini ramp and you have a nice slope that's slightly bigger, you'll make it. So just go there, use the scale, breathe, think, let the fear sink in, and then as you practiced, focus, 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 look where you're going, crouch, drop in, and you'll be just fine.